Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Okay, welcome back to Movie Madness. This is part 2. It's been a while since I wore this one. This is the mask. This is the helmet, the Mandalorian helmet that started it all. So tell me if you like me bringing back this mask of madness. But this is going to be a more positive video. And it's going to be a kind of a combination. Because we're going to talk about Ruby Rose and the Batwoman, episode 1. And how I want to do my part to counteract all the negativity towards the show, towards the actress, towards woke culture, because it's gotten to a point that it's not helping anything. And what are you going to do when you don't win the culture war on either side? Because there is no winner. There's not going to be a winner. What are you going to do? Erase part of the half the earth? Because there's not the one thing I did on my previous video, John Campy was saying it's a minority. Here's the thing. It's not a minority for woke culture, and it's not a minority for people against woke culture. There's a big, at least here on YouTube, there's a lot of it. It's trending on both ways, and both like to minimalize it. It's there. And there needs to be room for everyone. No one's canceling anyone. No one's going to win. It's always going to be there. The degree of how much it's going to be may change based on trends and what happens in Hollywood. But this is supposed to be positive. Because I personally made a video too about Ruby Rose. I want to support her based on the recent injury and how hard she's trying for the role. I'm not saying she's going to be great. Let's support her in episode 1. I want to do a Watch Batwoman watch party. Tweet a picture of you and your friends to the official CW Batwoman Twitter, which I'll share on my Twitter at MadMaxMovies1. Tweet a picture of you watching episode 1 to support her. Let's give her a warm welcome. Try and say, you know what? We give you props for trying. You're doing your best. And you're taking your shots like a champ. And not whining about it. That also the video she showed of her actual surgery. Got to give respect for that. She's showing that it's hard to do this kind of stuff. We criticize us. I'm a couch critic. A 30-plus year veteran of the movie industry from my couch. And I like to criticize others when it's not working. But you know what? You got to give them props for trying to put something better into this world. So that's my pitch to you guys. I understand if you don't. If you're on board, I say tweet a picture of you and your friends watching Batwoman. And I will plan to do some type of review either here on my channel or maybe on a friend's channel next week of episode 1. What I actually thought about it. I'm going to give it a fair shot. And let's talk again about this culture war. What are you going to do when you don't win? Answer that, please. Because both sides, you're not winning. All that's happening now is hell in the fandom. I do have a problem with woke characters when that's the focus. When you say, you know what? We have an upcoming character. We have an upcoming film. It's a reboot. It's a rehash. We've changed the character. And that's all that's talked about. There's nothing. It is a problem when they focus on that. You know why? It's free marketing. And then the woke police take the bait. And they're the best marketing plan that any studio can have. Because it's free. They talk about it constantly. Do you know what movie studio heads and investors look at? They look at the name of the property and if it's trending. It doesn't matter if it's trending negative or positive. Any publicity is good publicity. Remember that. There's going to there's going to be people that are going to watch it no matter what. So if you do really dislike it, and you're just you're not, you know, you're talking about it, you don't really care about it, you're actually helping the show. I do, at this point, I want to help the show, at least at the beginning. Now, if they get, if the pilot is absolute mess, and they don't get it together, I also respect the review community. It needs to be reviewed that way. I respect honest opinions and reactions. Maybe answer what, are you against any woke in any show altogether? Are you against race-bending characters? I know the reason it's in the news now is because it's like, it's not a surprise when they do it. It's every single time. It's not like, oh wow, it's about time. It's like, oh yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. It's more of, it's more rare for a character to come out that actually represents the original view in the comic or the property than the opposite. Everything out and out. But you know what? There's room for everything. If you do it right, you do it right. Have there been any examples in movies, TV series that you think have got it right, that they changed something and you know what? You're better for it? Are you against it completely where you won't support anything that's changed one single thing about your character? Now, if there's an actor or an actress that is so on top of their game that you're like, you know what? We don't need to focus on the original design, character. This actor just has it. They deserve a shot. I think that's a very valid argument. Just like when we're talking about Denzel for Magneto. I don't think it's going to happen. I would line up to see it, to see what he does. Denzel Washington, I'm in line for most of his stuff. For anything, really. Look, you could see the changes in me, in my channel, and my content over this time. I really want to look at both sides. I want to evaluate. I want to see. Because I don't think there's winning. So I'm not against anything completely. I want to see how you do it. And that's what I want to hear from you. I want to get you guys talking. Say, you know what? Where do you stand on this now? Now that we've gone this far, and I do think The Last Jedi was a starting point, but now that we're at where we are, where do you stand? Are you still 0%, I'm not going to have it? Or are you going to say, if you do it right, you do it right? Prove it to me. Because that's where I'm at. I'm like, you know what? Prove it to me. Prove it to me that you're doing it for the strength of the story and not just to do it and just to get this free marketing. Which it is. That is the biggest marketing plan right now. It just is. Along with, there probably is other incentive tax purposes. Let's be real. There's probably tax cuts they get for casting certain minorities. Movie industry loves all kinds of tax cuts. Free promotion. There's lots of reasons to do it. Also, the big name actors that want you to foot the bill for them every time, I think a lot of them are worth it, but over the years, it's become less and less and less as a need to give out those big paydays to those big actors that are bringing in less box office, especially in the U.S. So these are all things to consider, and that's why it's not going away anytime soon. That's my thoughts on this one. I have one more video, and then I'm going to take a break from YouTube for a little bit. And I'll explain why in that video. Thanks. Okay, I do also want to include, I forgot, I wanted to mention this. This is where you should retweet your pictures for the Batwoman watch party. If you can't watch it Sunday, you can watch it streaming on the app on Mondays. So I say Sunday and Monday, take a picture of you and your friends watching it. I'm going to take a picture of me watching it and tweet it to @CW Batwoman in support for Ruby Rose. the Batwoman watch party. I'm going to try be a little more positive. This is something I'm trying to do. I know not all of you are going to agree with me, but there you go. That's what I'm doing.